Hey, what's up guys? This is our 2023 King of the Hammers race recap video. We had our biggest showing this year, fielding a total of 15 race cars on portals over 3 different classes. We are pumped to be working with some of the biggest drivers in this sport, like Jason Scherer, Loren Healy, Vaughn Gittin Jr, Brad Lovel, Baily Cole, Currie and Greg Adler. We got to display our new billet Bronco steering rack and even put our production portal to the ultimate test on the TWC Racing Team's 4600 Toyota 4Runner, driven by rookie Brad Barnett. Let's get started with a few pre-race interviews. Thanks for tuning in.
So I'm here with Josh Atterbury, new 4600 Bronco. Josh, I just kind of want your reaction. You've gotten a little bit of time in the car. I know you guys had some build issues. You overcame that. Super cool to see you out here. Now that you've had a chance to jump in it and drive, like, tell us your reaction. What do you think?
So the Bronco in a base platform is absolutely amazing. They're great vehicles. They do great. But with the addition of the arms and the 74 well portals, it's insane. We can fit a 5-gallon bucket underneath the front diff, and I think that's probably the biggest driving change to me from our old car being a solid axle.
Yeah.
It's the front diff doesn't hit on anything. The front frame doesn't hit on anything, and it's amazing trying to get through that stuff. And the gear reduction in the portal is huge to making the front diff live in these things. It is the upgraded Dana diff, but with the addition of the portals, I think it's a bomb-proof setup.
Cool, man. Well, good luck. We have a new 4600 Bronco. Sean, you've got a couple hundred miles on the car now. Give us your thoughts.
It's amazing. We just finished it 5 days ago, so probably got the shortest amount of run time on the car out here. We finished it up 1 a.m. Saturday morning, drove it straight out of the shop into the trailer and brought it here. Didn't even drive it around the block.
I saw you stickered it here as well.
Yep, stickered it here as well. We've had to finish up a few things on the lake bed, new car, and came back with not a thing to fix.
That's rad.
That's years past. We're used to taking something out and breaking it so bad we got to come spend 12 hours just to make it to race day.
And it's basically a stock Bronco with a few things added onto it. Yeah. Tell us about it.
It's a 2021 Badlands edition, 4-cylinder manual transmission. We're the only run.
A manual.
The only manual transmission Bronco that I know of. We got the 74 weld portals because it just seemed silly not to get the ground clearance that our competitors had. So
yeah. Cool, man. Well, good luck. Hope to see you on the podium.
All right, thanks, guys.
What's up, guys? Quinn with 74 Weld here to talk about our Bronco steering rack we got on display at King of the Hammers. Down below, we've got our 2.0. This is your stock Bronco rack. We're seeing failures on both sides in a rock crawling application. So we developed this, which uses the Ford Performance 3.0 guts. We redesigned the housing. So on this one, you've got 1 point of contact on this side, basically a half point of contact over here. We changed the bushing setup. We do a 2-point contact here, 2-point contact here, remove all the adjustment out of the rack and pinion. We set backlash ourselves with this 5-axis billet CNC'd piece, put it in a full housing, and you get basically a bomb-proof product. So we'll be releasing this soon. You'll hear more updates.
In front of us, and you're seeing everybody lining up here. This is going to be a serious race, but it's going to be interesting to see where these Broncos end up this afternoon. Now, last year we saw a complete Bronco lockout with Vaughn Gittin Jr, Brad Lovel and Baily Cole dominating this field. So what can they do today? Or can Albert Contreras or one of the other amazing drivers in this class upset them? But right now it's all about our leaders as they're heading out into the desert. So still the cars are leaving the line, and that is Baily Cole. Now Baily Cole is the son of Dave Cole. Fantastic driver, and he will be giving no quarter, but look at this, the car alongside him, giving him absolutely everything to hold him off, but Baily Cole goes around the outside. And that is Baily Cole there, making his way into the desert. These Broncos have completely changed the face and the shape of the 4600 Currie Enterprise stock class. As we watch the 4602. Looks so good as they're making their way round the short course and heading out into that first 72-kilometre desert loop. I think this is either our final two or there might be one vehicle left to cross the line. Just gives you an idea of the pace that we still have vehicles leaving the line here as our cars work their way back into Hammertown. And that is the 431 there of John Rance. And Brad, he's been there, seen it, done it. He has won multiple classes in the Everyman Challenge in the past.
Well, and what I love is when you see a driver like Brad Lovel, who's been with Amsoil through all of his racing, through Pro Light, Pro 2, Desert 6100, also all of his championships out here in King of the Hammers. So here we're seeing Baily Cole as he's chasing him down. He's another driver that chose not to qualify, so we don't know exactly where they're at as far as time separation, but if he can make those passes in the desert as well, it's going to be very tight at the end of the race.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see if Baily Cole can use this desert lap to close time on Brad Lovell.
I think we may have seen Brad Lovell actually already come through Turkey Claw, unless I'm mistaken.
Bailey's
and we have another one right behind him.
That's Vaughn Gittin Jr. there.
I've been watching the tracker and Brad's been out in front for a long time. So Ian, I'm just checking the tracker. We do have Brad Lovell about to come into Hammertown. He is still running ahead of Baily Cole. And then I'm seeing Bailey and Vaughn in Turkey Claw.
Looks like they may have clipped the door handle a little bit, but this Ford Bronco still looks like it's in great shape. Nitto tires still holding there, 74 well portals looking strong. This Optima battery monster energy machine is looking like it's doing its job right now. And look at the team in full safety gear, making sure everything runs as smooth as they can. But what a great race. Brad Lovell, it looks like he has about 6-7 minute lead on him. And then it's Baily Cole second, and Vaughn Gittin and Loren Healy, Team Funhaver out there, close behind in third position.
That is Brad Lovell into Spooners. As we said, that's the introduction to the rock trails here. So that's the first section they're going to hit. So he's at a blistering pace in that stock vehicle. He's mixed in with all those Legends cars.
Brad's making this vehicle look easy up, Spooners. It's tough out there. There's big rocks. He's only on 35, so the stock cars are on a smaller tire than anyone else racing today. So they're even further disadvantaged. Brad is making that look smooth and easy.
Yeah, definitely the Lovel's no stranger to the rocks. Old school rock crawlers from back in the day made the transition into King of the Hammers racing, then into short course, then into Ultra 4. And he's just kind of like the family that races together, stays together. That looks like a little Toyota 4Runner possibly.
Certainly one of our 4600 class vehicles as we watch the lead 4600 class vehicle in the Currie Enterprises stock class. This is Brad Lovell making his way through Spooners, and I hate to say it, Ben, he's making it look easy.
Guys, because Bailey started well behind Brad, because Bailey opted out of qualifying.
And then when they were into Hammertown, it was basically Bailey and Vaughn. Now it'll be Bailey and Loren. I'm surprised we didn't see Loren right on Bailey's bumper in the rock.
Jesse, Combs would say, oh, you can pass me in the desert, but when the rocks come, I'm coming after you. Where it was fast in the desert, slow in the rocks. It threw the rocks in, but a lot of guys had to take chances, and we saw it bite.
So this is going to be very tight at the moment. It looks like it's Jeremy Jones's race to lose.
Yeah, based on what we saw coming down that single track getting out into the desert.
Also getting some news that Baily Cole is currently in pit 2. It looks like they've got the left-hand front tyre off at the moment and doing some work inside on that Bronco. So and that is Loren Healy working his way up through Jack North. Just look at the size of these rocks. Almost every single rock is bigger than these 35-inch tyres.
You're asking a lot for a 35-inch tire to get through some of these trails. You definitely need to know every inch of that car, every spot that you're going to be placing a tire. All right, so there he goes through this section of Jack. Make sure all the T's are dotted and the I's are crossed, as we like to say. And when we get them in here, get them across the stage. But we want to share the excitement with you, so we get them in here quick. And right now we're seeing some action from out these. That's Vaughn Gittin basically out there watching, waiting for Loren to come through.
It's been a fantastic race today here at the Four Wheel Parts Everyman Challenge. And that there is car number...
Oh, that's another Bronco.
No, that's another Bronco. That is not the Bronco I was expecting.
That's Rance, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, that's the 431. I was expecting that to be Baily Cole for
I
a
did
moment.
the same thing. So John Rance and that Bronco still pushing strong. They've been building that this season. Sean Rance's dad's been racing with us for a very long time. John Rance raced UTVs for a while, but Loren Healy linked them up with Ford Performance and got a Bronco. Back to Brian Trimp, and somebody's flying on the lake bed. That looked like a Bronco, so that could have been Baily Cole. Yes, it is. So Baily Cole is flying on Emerson Ridge, the number 13. Mitch Thorpe riding shotgun with him from Australia. And back to John Rance in the KMC Turkey Claw, switching back and forth.
Yeah, it's great to see John Rance getting the recognition he deserves. Let's not forget Sean Rance has the OG Bronco that we've seen racing out here for so many years.
Oh, and here we go. Here is the Lovels out in the desert, charging hard.
Here's a stock class car for the 4600 Currie Enterprises stock class. Dwayne Garrett's in the unofficial winner for the 4500 Yukon Gear and Axle modified class. And Jeremy Jones, unofficial winner for the 4800 Brannick Motorsports Legends class. Don't forget to go to kingofthehammers.com to keep up everything going on this week. Go to racingtracks.com, live.ultra4racing.com for some live scoring.
Oh, and look at this. In our KMC Turkey Claw, there is Loren Healy in that stock class Bronco. So that will be our current race leader in that class of the stock class. That's Loren Healy picking his way through KMC Turkey Claw. He'll have to drop out of that trail over into the saddle, that little desert section, and then he'll be back into Hammertown. He'll be happy to get that Bronco back home.
Brad Lovel and Loren Healy were side by side as they left the line this morning.
Speak of the devil, there you go. There is Brad. We just saw Loren through this section maybe 1 minute ago.
So this is actually going to be down to physical track position.
This will be a great finish.
I love this. Over 140 miles of racing, and we are merely down to seconds as they come across the line in each of these classes.
And look who's in the KMC Turkey Claw, Jim.
Absolutely, this is Baily Cole. This is a young man who grew up driving in this class. He used to come out here in a battered old Toyota, and right now he's driving this amazing Ford Bronco and bringing it home.
And
we know he's had problems. We know he's suffered from adversity. We know he's had breakages. But that's what this class is all about. It's about bringing it to the finish.
The never give up attitude by everybody out here at King of the Hammers. That Bronco's going to come on in.
But we have lots of cars joining us in Hammertown right now.
Hey guys, the fun hammers are on stage. What do you think of this? You ready? First in class.
Let's not forget 153 cars.
We're going to talk about that.
Loren, can you tell me how the portals ran today?
I mean, the portals were amazing all day. Like, there was absolutely it's such an advantage. Like, it keeps the ground clearance up and taking the load off the drivetrain when you're shock loading it. Like, they've been flawless. You know, keep back-to-back wins at King of the Hammers now on this truck with the same portals. Ran the whole season, competed for the championship. Like, all we've done is change the oil in these things. It's
unreal. So they're badass.
Another true four-wheel parts everyman challenge competitor. Does a lot of the rig.
Brad, how'd the portals end up today?
Portals ran great all day, no issues.
All right, Vaughn has an ornery look on his face, so watch out, guys.
So, I'm Baily Cole. We're out here at King of the Hammers 2023. We just raced this Ford Performance Bronco, which has the 74 weld portals on the front. Man, it was a killer race. We kept shoving that front end into holes and everything and expecting something to break, and it just held together. It was pretty amazing. And honestly, way better on these cars than stock just because of that ground clearance we get. There was a handful of times that we would find this 2-3 foot rock and just be able to bounce right up and over it. It's pretty impressive. See you guys out there. Thank you.
Well, once again, for the second year in a row, the Ford Broncos sweep the podium, with Loren and Vaughn in first, Brad Lovel finishing right behind him, and Baily Cole rounding out the podium. The Toyota 4Runner had a steering failure, and the other two Broncos both ended their day with driveline issues.
Shaka.
King of Hammers, baby!
What's up, everybody? Casey Currie here, King of the Hammers. It is the night before the 4400 big race, basically the showdown. I wanted to do a vehicle breakdown on the trophy Jeep. We completely cut the front of the car off, we cut the bottom of the car off, and we added a lot of new things that the car needed for a long time, and it was just time to get it done. So, wanted to start in the front. Basically, we cut from at the cowl down all the way forward off. So the car used to have no portal, so we had a big problem with CV angle. The car used to have another 12 inches of bottom of car, so it sat 12 inches higher, which made the thing super top heavy. It worked great in the desert. We never really had big problems, but turning and when you're in the rocks, it just never really was happy. So cut the front off, went to Triton Engineering, and basically bought their complete bulkhead. We put our Currie Enterprise independent front differential in it with the TubeWorks locker, all that, and the thing is super happy. So with that, it's got 74 weld, 4 gear portals on both sides. That's where all the angle, we got rid of all the angle on the CV. So at ride height, both side axles are basically level. It's the best for the axles. So now got a lot more up travel and down travel, and yeah, it is much happier. So,
I'm here with two-time King of the Hammers winner, Loren Healy. Loren, you've run all kinds of cars over the years. You've won in a solid axle car, you've won in an independent car. A couple years ago, you decided to switch to portals. Tell us about the transition.
Well, to say I believe in portals is probably the understatement of the century. I think I probably have bought more portals from you than maybe anybody else. So
yes.
we have 3 Ultra 4 cars now on portals. The independent car, we have our 4600 Bronco, which we were very influential on for, wanting to. This was something that we had to do to make the front end stronger, to give us the ground clearance, to give us the gear reduction, to give us all those awesome things with portals. And then I also have a set of your crawler portals sitting on my shelf right now.
That's right.
To build a rear steer buggy with. So I absolutely love your portals. I think they're amazing. I think there's so many benefits to it. Like I said, ground clearance, the gear reduction, lighter weight drivetrain. It's just an absolute awesome product, and it's very, very well used in our camp.
Cool. Well, check him out. Root for Loren. Good luck on Saturday, man.
Thanks guys. We appreciate your support. You guys always take great care of us, and watch us do dumb stuff on portals.
What's up, you guys? I'm Jason Scherer, and we're here at the 2023 King of the Hammers. Brought a brand new car to the lake bed, which is always tough to do for a race, but I've been designing it now for 3 years, and I've been really lucky to work with Quinn at 74 Weld. We started making the portal models at least 3 years ago. They were built over a year ago, and it took us a long time to get the car assembled and all the details finished on this thing, but our first impressions of it are incredible. It's starting on the front row after qualifying against everybody out there, which is really cool for a new car to be able to have the raw speed in it right out of the gate. It's also really nice to drive because the geometry of the drivetrain was solved by moving the axles up and having that drive at the end. I can't say enough about how much it fixed a lot of the issues that these cars that were really designed to have kind of almost like a lift kit style front end, and all the driveline angles had to get moved around to make it work, and how basically you put the portal on and it fixes everything. It also has another benefit, and I don't think a lot of people realize it, but as you drive into a hole and you have to climb up the face of the rock, because the gear reduction is done out at the portal, it really makes it a lot less load on the drivetrain. You can feel it. It takes less throttle. There's less effort to go into it. So I couldn't be happier with them. They're running cool. They're running long. We've got about 340 miles on it before the race here, and they look perfect. So I'm stoked on them. Thanks a lot for building those for me, Quinn. Couldn't be happier.
Are you ready for some Ultra 4 racing? Ricky, Jim, the show is now yours.
Four, three, two, one. Hit it! It's showtime in Hammertown. Here we go, the first 2 cars heading off the line right now. It is Paul Wolf and Jason Scherer heading out onto our short course.
I'm going to give it to Jason Scherer because he's going to use that high line, carry that around, and that puts him to the inside on the next line. So right now, Jason Scherer is in a great spot.
And on the line now, it is two-time King Loren Healy and Cameron Steele in the Laser Nut IFS IRS car, heading out into the desert. Absolutely. Alongside, on screen now, is Cody Miller, brother of Hunter Miller, and he gets the whole shot of Vaughn Gittin Jr., our national champion in 4400.
Well, so here's what happens. They sit and idle as they come around, and they get a little bit boogered up. Like, you need to clean a bike out, clean these plugs off. What happens is sometimes they load up a little bit. I've had it happen down in Mexico. It takes about a mile for it to clear out. So we'll see Vaughn Gittin coming back after it.
This is Tad Dowker and Casey Currie. Casey Currie, of course, a Dakar winner in UTVs, and he takes the whole shot in his trophy Jeep. Now, this vehicle is an old vehicle, but they've done a lot of developments on it. They've cut the front off it, built a new front end onto it, and it's great to see him on track.
All right, here we are. The man with Off-Road Warehouse, that is Greg Adler. Obviously been a big fan of this for so many years. I remember seeing him test one of the rock buggies when this race started, just going, oh my God, that is so scary watching him go through the bumps, and how this is done. Him and Joshua Smith take off the line, but we don't see Joshua.
I don't see Josh there, so I think Josh is actually is a non-starter in this race today as we watch Greg Adler. I love the fact that he's moving things around. He's now got that Bronco styling on his vehicle.
Well, but the good thing for Greg is that now he has no pressure. He doesn't have to put his elbows out, doesn't have to block people. He can just drive his own race.
I can tell you now, looking on track and on the trackers, it is Jason Scherer who is out front. Look at the ground clearance under this vehicle, Ricky. This is why people have portal axles. If you look under those A-arms on the IFS, you can see that he's gained around about 4 to 5 inches of extra clearance. Not so important in the desert, but once he gets into those rocks, that's going to be incredible. As
we're watching Vaughn Gittin Jr. as he works his way through the desert in that Bronco. Now, him and Loren Healy had an awesome day yesterday in that Bronco.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Oh, look at this is why IFS is king in the desert. Here as we see Vaughn Gittin Jr. really putting his car to work.
So I'll capitalize on that. If you focus on just the front wheels and notice that the right front wheel jumps up, the left front wheel jumps up, and it doesn't go through the chassis. It doesn't have to, it's not attached, and that's also less unsprung weight that makes it much quicker in the desert.
And this is Jason Scherer, our current race leader at the 2023 Progressive Insurance King of the Hammers, making his way over the saddle through these incredibly tough trails, heading back to Hammertown.
And this is what you want. You want to come in with clean air, get your way in. And we were worried. Some of the guys were going, I don't know if the other cars are going to get off the line before Jason Scherer makes it back. But right now, as we're watching, that is Loren Healy as he works his way down KMC Turkey Claw.
Yeah, Loren Healy, of course, a two-time king. We were talking about this earlier. He's only ever won in a solid axle car. He's never won in an IFS. Now, this car is a spaceship. This car is IFS, it's IRS. It also has Fox Live valve tuning on it, which means that the suspension is electronically controlled and is connected to the brakes and to the motor as well. So, or should I say to the ECUs. So it takes readings from all points on the vehicle to provide a better and more stable platform when you're driving. Best ever, but right now it's all about this man we've got on the shot. This is Jason Scherer, picking his way through.
We gave them hard stuff and easy stuff. It seems like everyone's still choosing the hard stuff and want to make as fast as possible, so we'll keep up at it.
Yeah, that's great news. Dave, this is so much fun to be able to sit in the booth here. We've never done this before. I'm calling a race with Dave Cole. This is so much fun. And as Dave said, that is our current race leader. This is Jason Scherer running away with it right now. But if I was to speculate, I'm going to assume that this is Loren possibly giving up his tire to Vaughn.
So we're hoping to see Jason Scherer in 8 to 10 minutes coming in to Hammertown to start his third lap in those rocks.
Look at that
flat left tire.
That's got to be flat.
Oh, that's definitely flat, and that's not the place you want a flat left. Going up the Jack Ridge is not fun.
Based on the fact that we just saw him put one of Loren's tires on, he obviously does not have a healthy spare right now.
Correct.
Oh, and look at this. There's that flat tire that we watched. That is just heartbreaking.
And he's got to go all the way across Fisher Mountain. He is 7 miles of hill climbs just like that until he gets back to pit 2 again. He can change that tire in pit 2 and then come on and home.
All right, so here is Jason making his way up idle issues. That we have Jason Scherer leading, Raul behind him, and then it will all come down to adjusted time when they get back into Hammertown as our drone chases Jason right now through the rocks. And the next question will be, when will we see Raul come down through here?
Here he is, Jason Scherer, as he works his way through Turkey Claw. Let's get a stopwatch.
Look at the pace. Whoa. Now they are speaking to him. We saw Jason Scherer coming through here earlier at half this pace. His crew are on the radio. They're saying, Jason, go, go, go.
That looks like Vaughn Gittin. Vaughn Gittin's on his side.
So here we go. This is Jason Scherer. That is King Hill on his right-hand side now. He is literally less than half a mile from the checkered flag. And he's absolutely pushing this engine with everything he's got. How many horsepower has that car got, Dave?
About 20 short of what it needs to be rolling right now.
You know, we're having that conversation this morning. Right, here we go. 3 more corners. He goes around the first corner. He will be going past the Gomez pit. He's slowing.
And there's Raul.
He's slowing. Okay, so Jason Scherer has 1 more turn to go. Raul Gomez has 3 more turns to go. It's Jason Scherer. He will be taking the checkered flag any moment here in Hammertown. This is the 2023 Progressive Insurance King of the Hammers. Neto Race of Kings as Jason Scherer takes the checkered flag. But look at this, last year's king, Raul Gomez. He comes in now to take the checkered flag and the unofficial win here at the 2023.
What a race. What a race.
Progressive King of the
11
Hammers.
second, 11.93
Neto
seconds.
Race of Kings powered by Optima batteries.
Raul
What a
Gomez,
day.
currently first.
I have goosebumps. 11.93 was the time.
Flat
frame.
tire for Raul Gomez, back to right tire. He chased down Jason Scherer with 3 tires.
Here we go. I believe we're bringing up, this is Jason Scherer.
Our unofficial second place.
Good to see him bring that car up on stage.
Ladies and gentlemen, your past king from a couple years ago, Jason Scherer. Let's hear it. So Jason, you were impeccable all day long, but you had a couple issues at the end.
Oh, it was such a great race. You know, I got to say, all you can ever hope for in these things is that you get to race somebody all the way, and got to hand it to Raul. Great day for him. But man, we battled out there. We never got a chance to take a deep breath. I know for sure that's the fastest pace this has ever been run at, and it was a killer day. It was a little bummer at the end to lose a couple cylinders and just be down on power and not being able to kind of do our thing when I was saving the car to have that, you know, late run, and it's one that's going to sting that it got away, but we did everything we could, and ironically this is how we finished last year, so we'll do it again. But it's also pretty cool, 8 podiums here at the Hammers. That's a good feat out of 15 years of racing it. Proud of this team, all my Rage Forth guys. You guys are the best. Love you guys. Thank you for everything.
It was an awesome show. Once again, unofficial, but right now, the Racing Kings, second place, unofficial, Jason Scherer. Let him hear it.
Okay.
There's King's Veto. Okay, so Vaughn is back on his tires. Crofts is still coming up, but can't get up until Vaughn's out of the way. Cameron's still sloughed off that rock. It looks like Robbie has cleared out. Robbie has turned around and is now helping somebody else winch up, probably helping Vaughn, it looks like.
And this is Vaughn Gittin Jr. making his way down through Dirty Enough. Now, we saw Vaughn on his side in King's Veto. He was there for quite some time. I reckon he's lost nearly an hour there, Dave.
Yeah, he spent quite a long time on his side there. It was a very difficult recovery.
Okay, great.
Vaughn Gittin through Chocolate Thunder heading up. Idle issues. He's trying to track down Robbie Gordon right now.
A professional fun haver, he does not give up, and he is going through these rocks. We've got a lot of shadows out there. The sun is going down. It's 4:09. We've got just a couple more hours of daylight until they're going to have to start using those lights.
On screen now, we're showing Vaughn coming back into town. He's fought hard today. We saw him throughout the coverage. Loren helped him change a tire. He had a couple of issues. He's pushed this fun haver machine all the way through this course, and he's coming into town now for a finish just before dark. I show Brendan Thompson as our 15th finisher unofficially. Baily Cole's actually jumped right up into 12th.
What happened to you today?
Yeah, we had quite the day. Where do I start? You want to hear the whole story?
I mean, yeah.
All right. So lap 1, everything was great until it wasn't. We were ripping. I think it was lap 1, maybe lap 2. At some point, we got 2 front tires flat.
At the same time?
At the same time. Don't know how. Of course, I didn't hit anything, but you know. So I had 2 flats. So we get out of the car, our jack broke. So we couldn't change the flats with the jack. We only had 1 spare, 2 front flats. So we threw the truck up on a boulder, hung a tire off, got the wheel off. It was right at that gnarly sand hill. I had to climb that sand hill with 3 tires. Thank you, Nitto. Sometimes 3 is as good as 4, evidently. So then we got up there, went to pit, got our tires back on the car. We were good. We were going, ripping, doing pretty good for a bit. My co-driver started not feeling very well around second lap. Fortunately, actually, no, sorry. Met Loren in the rocks. He was broke with Jesse. They changed they helped us change a tire because we had another flat in the rocks. Then we got back to main pit. My co-driver wasn't feeling too well. Jesse jumped in, who's Loren's co-driver, who's co-drove with me before, so he trusted me. and then we'll get into why he probably shouldn't have. Then we're on. Now we're cruising lap 3. Everything's going pretty good. Then we're ripping. We're probably like 5th or 6th place. Then we get to King's Vito, and it's like a yard sale of race cars up there. So Cameron's broke. The whole corner of his car is off. Eric Miller was behind me. I knew he was running for the lead, so I backed up, let him get around me. He runs this sketchy side hill, almost rolls in front of me. Cameron's car's there. You got the UTVs trying to get through there. It was just madhouse. So I'm being patient, and we're like, okay, get the line, got it, boom. All right, so we go put the car up. We belly it up on these rocks next to Cameron's car. Then almost flip. Then we hook the winch to get us out, and so I'm pulling up with the winch, and all of a sudden the winch point, a boulder, it's probably 1,500-pound boulder, decides to fall down the hill, and we just flip over.
We were wondering how that happened to you.
That's how I got upside down, is the winch point failed on me, and I'm hanging upside down for like 30 minutes. I finally got out. These guys had like this triangulated, gnarly, I don't even know what to call it. Somebody would be, some geometry guy would be super proud of this thing they built.
Pythagorean theorem was happening there.
Yeah, totally. And then we got up. Well, Robbie Gordon left King's Vito, came around, hooked the strap up to us. He was the reason why the triangulated thing worked. And then we got to King's Vito, still no brake. And then while I was flipped over, someone ran me over, was burning out on my car, killed my brake line, so I had to lock my rear brakes, which basically I had no brakes because the Masters, anyway, technical stuff. And anyway, so I did the last, after King's Vito, no brakes the entire rest of the lap. Then, 10 miles to go, our throttle linkage broke. And so what we did is, if you look in here, I have a little keychain, a little metal chain, and this is my throttle that we drove the last 10 miles on.
So you were driving with hand controls, with your hand?
I was driving with hand controls, no brakes. Jesse, I had to have Jesse downshifted into low and put it between 3rd and 1st to slow us down. So yeah, it was a day, but you know what? What's better than
nothing is better.
Racing?
Nothing is better. Nothing is better. Now, we saw you stopped out here just right before you got into Turkey Claw. What happened there?
That was a throttle.
That was a throttle linkage. Okay. You know what? Your day sounds really great.
You know, I'm proud to be here.
We're proud to have you here.
We worked hard, and it was a beating. This is what Kings of the Hammers is, and you know, sometimes you're spraying champagne, other times your neck is super sore and you just feel wrecked, and that's just what it is. And we'll definitely be back next year doing it again, and hopefully I won't feel it like this exact thing. I mean, where's my truck?
I don't know. Everything is gone out of this. You have definitely been scraping through some rocks here.
Alright guys, that wraps up this year's King of the Hammers. Overall, it was a huge success for the whole team over here at 74 Weld. We were able to meet a ton of awesome people and debut our new billet Bronco steering rack. We even put our production portal through the toughest race of the year and had 0 product failures all weekend. We want to thank the people, drivers, and teams that continue to believe in our products and run them as hard as they can. Hope everybody liked the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe to stay up to date with everything 74 Weld and Portal related. Thanks guys.